So I came to counselling psychology because I observed other counselling psychologists, their style, their way of being. It just felt really real, very human.
I've always been attracted to psychology. I started out my career in psychology before I became a social worker, but I felt as a social worker I didn't really have the time to do the things that I wanted to do with clients, service users.
I'm a human being like anyone else, and I also experience distress and suffering. I'm sensitive to that, and I wanted to be able to alleviate that in other people.
It's a way of working with people that's very relational, that's about creating a warm, understanding relationship with someone and really working deeply at a very emotional level, often very intensely.
The whole of me is about relationships. It's something I'm really interested in.
Well, I think what's really nice about being a counselling psychologist is the variety.
My role as a counselling psychologist is quite varied. Whilst I do work in the NHS, I also work privately as well.
I work in a multidisciplinary team made up of psychiatrists, occupational therapists, community psychiatric nurses, support workers.
But in relation to the NHS, I work in the Child and Adolescent Mental Health Service, and I am the acting lead for psychology across Teesside for all psychologists working in CAMS.
I provide therapy individually and as a group when I can, but I'm in a management and leadership role as well, so I have to manage, supervise members of the team.
My role as a counselling psychologist is to work in a busy community learning disability team. I currently work in South Wales.
I have a real passion for learning, and working in a learning environment is like a dream come true for me.
Whether it's doing assessments, doing practice, managing, supervising, and it's that variety that keeps the job stimulating and exciting and really interesting.
It isn't just about working in the NHS, you can do lots of things as a counselling psychologist. Certainly privately, I do kind of medical legal, post-adoption kind of work, family proceedings kind of work as well, and private therapy.
I've got a passion for secondary mental health care. I've been in the NHS for 17 years doing that. And of course it's not exclusive to counselling psychology, but I think it's somewhere where we can really make a big difference.
I like working in a community. I like the fact that you don't always expect people to come to you. You're taking psychology out to the community.
There is a commitment to not just working with an individual, but also taking a wider view in terms of the causes of psychological distress.
It is a privilege to work with families and work with children.
I suppose with older people, I'm always learning from them. They're teaching me something. They come from a generation that is rich with wisdom.
I have a particular interest in working with community and the possibilities around making psychology accessible.
One thing I'd say that if you are doing a training, it's really important to network. So things like going to conferences, like the annual Counselling Psychology conference, is really important as a way of finding out about other people who are working in the field.
The advice I would give to graduates considering a career in counselling psychology is don't discount yourself from an academic perspective or a financial perspective or a individual context perspective.
There's a lot of people who are, got families I haven't, who are training, are doing different jobs and doing a doctorate training course or doing whatever. And that takes fortitude, it takes resilience.
I feel that the course equipped me to do a number of things within my current position, but also not just in the NHS but privately as well.
It's not just a job that I get up and do in the morning. It's very much part of how I see myself and who I am.
Just do it, because it's the best career you'll ever have. If you're interested in people, interested in working across a variety of different settings, this is the ideal profession.